All right, let me share my screen. Um, how's everyone doing, man? How's everyone doing? Hope we're all well. All right, there we go. Hopefully, you guys can see my screen. Just caught good pump on H. Love that coin sometimes. I think I know what coin you're talking about, right? I'll check it out in a bit. I took this short, by the way, if anyone's wondering. Um, so we had the Monday high sweep, but it happened at 4 a.m. my time, right? I don't know why always the good setups happen during my sleep, but whatever. So, might need to move country, not gonna lie. So, got the Monday high sweep right. Still within a downtrend, right? Nothing's necessarily changed. Um, I uh, I said on Monday I didn't really want to be I like there are good long opportunities, but I don't think I want to be longing into a downtrend. I'd rather look for shorts. And so today I thought okay, for whatever reason, if we get more like a pump into the daily VWAP, then I'll punt to short because well we already had like a decent reaction right after the sweep, but for whatever reason right New York Open pumped. That's where I wanted to basically enter the trade, and it actually we entered a little bit before, I think like 5 minutes before New York Open, or like 15 minutes before New York opened. Currently just like right under break even. Yearly opened, uh, people are buying, right there. So I think I'm pretty sure like once we lose this, it's like we'll hit our at least TP1 around. I'll probably take profit here at 87. No, sorry, yeah, 87. And yeah, I'm not expecting much because tomorrow's Phone C on Wednesday. So, but I just thought this short opportunity was good enough, and like we've got like this lower time frame range. What if you want to call it a range, I guess. Um, Decent reactions from Rally Area High, right? And we got pretty close, so that's kind of like this is the area I wanted to. Okay, we're going back to break even. So honestly, what I might end up doing is if yeah, because we're back above daily VWAP now. I might trail my stops like above value area high because I could see that tagging and then going back down. Just thinking, yeah, yeah, I'll probably end up doing that. I'll probably end up trailing. So, what would that be? 88. Hold on, let me copy this. I'll put it in my channel. I mean, because technically, I don't want to go break even just yet, but I will trail my stops since we've already had a decent like reaction from. Yeah, because I could see us tagging into value area high, so I want to put my stops like right, like a little bit above. I want to put that on my channel. One sec. Uh, all right, all right, there we go. I'll set some alerts for value area high. I'm not sure if anyone's in with me, but yeah, we're shorting before foam C, but like the odds for rate cuts are pretty low, right? Oh, yeah, we're seeing some nice movement here. So if we look on the 4 hour, right, I could see this 618 being tagged, so like 89.2, or we could make a move up to 76. I'll look for shorts around here as well. if we get tagged out of this, which I'm pretty sure we're going to now. Okay, let me move the volume profile. Yeah, we've just tagged in now. So we would have gone stopped our break even, but it was a half risk trade anyway. So I don't mind too much if we get trailed out here. Um, yeah, I will look for shorts probably somewhere somewhere in between 89.2 and 90k. So that'll be somewhere tomorrow. Um, maybe after FOMC would be probably better. Not sure if I'll set any limits before FOMC. That'll be a bit risky, but yeah, for now, um, looks decent to be honest. Like technically lower time frame uptrend here, but haven't broken any structure to the upside, so it's not very. Hold on, this chart's a bit messy. I'll go on this chart. Just turn that off for a sec. So I mean, for me, right, if we start closing candles above 90, then yeah, like we can start looking for continuation longs. But until then, like this is still a downtrend, right? We've really seen no displacement to the upside, ever since we came down from 98k, and it makes sense, like why we're seeing some like finding some buyers here, right? Yearly open, uh, like macro fib from the 80k low. So yeah, I'm still short biased, but like I think at some point it's like highly likely for me to see 80k at the minimum. I want to see that uh, that wick swept. That'd be I'm not sure if we do. Thing is, a lot of people are like want 74k, but like I remember back here, people were calling for like 66, even like 59. It really depends. Like I wouldn't be surprised to see 74 get front ran, or at the same time I wouldn't be surprised to see people who are bidding these levels just like the price just shoots straight through. And if I believe like from the bear market lows somewhere here, if we pull a fib to the high at 126 or whatever, it's somewhere around there. Yeah, like the fib's gonna be somewhere around 58k, right? So that would be like where I would personally start buying spot. Um, but we're nowhere near that, so we'll talk about it once we actually get closer, right? PA wise. Um, yeah, that's my like outlook right now on Bitcoin. I'll go to ETH because ETH looks a lot stronger on the lower time frame. Hold on, I'll go up on this chart. Yeah, so ETH for me, um, I believe I said I was looking for longs, but we didn't quite get a decent pullback on this. It's just kind of been Bitcoin pulled back a little bit more, but I think for ETH, right, if we I think a good scalp long for ETH would be like if we get like something like this, right? I might set a limit order for this level for 28.55. Obviously, I'll have to adjust the fib to like wherever this high ends up, which high we end up correcting from. Um, but yeah, ETH looks like structure wise, it looks on the lower time frame a lot better than Bitcoin, right? So I'm gonna be looking for longs on a pullback, right? I want a deeper retrace on ETH though, like so. If Bitcoin makes a lower low, may potentially could end up seeing ETH making a higher low, but it's too early to say. It depends on like what what uh what Bitcoin dominance is doing at the time as well, right? Um, Higher time frame wise, I'll show you guys where I plan to buy spot on ETH. Yeah, I like this isn't changed, right? I'm still waiting for 21, like between 21.45 and like 2.2k is where I'll start buying ETH. So that's not changed, right? This is still like for me like a range. Like if you want to call it that, right? I mean, in my opinion, it is because we failed to we essentially for like almost, yeah, pretty much 2 years, right? We've been in this range and we've failed to break out of either side. So here we went all the way down to 1.4K, but I mean, we reclaimed the range like within a few weeks. Same thing here, right? Um, we broke out of the range, but then failed back, accepted back below inside. So I remember I posted on Twitter. I think ETH was around maybe either like 4K or like 3.9, and I said, "This looks pretty cooked," because like, it looked like it's looking like it's starting to accept back in the range. So for me, like I don't want to exactly buy spot Heath just yet. I'm looking more like towards this level, which lines up pretty well, right, with the Valerio low as well. I think that would be very clean. So yeah, but like lower time frame, it does look stronger than Bitcoin at least. Let me just check on my short. Have we been tagged out? Oh yeah. Yep. Okay. So this is like what, zero point 0.5 R. So it would be, I think we lost 0.25 R on that. I took it on my breakout prop. So yeah, it was a hard risk because it wasn't like it wasn't the best entry if I'm being honest. Best entry would have been like during Asia when we got that Monday high sweep, but I was asleep, of course. If anyone caught that, that was very clean. But I mean, you probably would have already taken profits, right? Down here at yearly open. So yeah, um, I'll go into Seoul as well. Seoul is looking strong as well. I'm not gonna lie. Um, okay, I didn't take this, but it was a sell I was looking at. Yeah, I'm starting to regret not taking this. Okay, in my opinion, right, I'd rather if it comes back down, I might punt this because it is looking strong as well compared to Bitcoin. I would say, right, uh, I'm not. This short was a planned short I was gonna take last week, but I mean now it's more of a. I'd wish it was a. I'd want to take it more so as a hedge to a long, right? No, I've not set any limits in place just yet, so we'll see. Like I think it honestly depends, right? Um, we have a lot of news this week, so maybe I might set the limit for this, but for now it's not active. It's at it's the limit at 133.53, I believe. Yeah. So for ETH right high time frame, it's still um, didn't quite show any. I'll show you guys. Wait, the wick high I was looking at for ETH to close above was 147, right? Because in my opinion, this is also a range, and but as you can see, it just ended up closing as a weekly SFP. So this was very bearish, right? This weekly close, and as you can see, like this is a pretty ugly candle. I'm not gonna lie. Um, I said the same for Bitcoin, right? Like, not the greatest candle closes to, not the greatest weekly closes going into the end of the month. Monthly closes will be interesting, right? Like, I'm not too sure. I think we've got lower to go if I'm being honest. So yeah, I'd say at the start of February I'll probably be more long biased because right now I'm more short biased on Bitcoin. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Um, Someone said look at H. I'll look at some alts and like what I'm basically it was what some of my plans are. George, what did you say your entry was? Is George still here? Yeah. What did you say your entry was? 2 secs. Okay. Yeah, this is let me turn on some indicators. All right, so yeah, I mean, someone sold here, right? Someone took profits. I mean, yeah, you're technically at resistance, right? So if you've got a good entry, I'd take profits if you haven't already. 0.15297. Oh wow, yeah, you've got. Did you enter after the wick after that sweep? Did you enter? Yeah, yeah. That was a good scalp. Not gonna lie. Pretty much swept everyone who had longed right down here, and then just like insta bounced 9%. Oh wow, that's pretty good. Well, from the swing low, right? That's 15%. I definitely look to take profits here because you got a good entry, right? Um, Stop loss to be. Look at it from 4 hour. Yeah, let me look. Let's delete that. I didn't take that. Okay, let me see. Yeah, I mean, let me wait. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, so look, if that had closed above that wick, like, I would have definitely held a lot more. I'd be like less cautious, but like that kind of didn't quite close quite below it. I mean, we'll see, right? We've got 3 hours and 42 minutes left. I mean, this is definitely for me an area to take profit. Because like structure wise, right? Like we have to get above this high, and if we close above that, like you got a shot at least to 0.205, right? That's just structurally speaking, and like of course that would be above the EMAs once again. So like, this is pretty clean, right? Like you can see clean rejections, right? Um, but I'm not sure. Like it's retested already. Like what once, almost almost 4 times. Like I'm not gonna short this. Like not after it's already retested 4 times, right? You've got good entry, so yeah, I definitely wouldn't say close all of it. But I mean, yeah, it looks good. Let me look at it from the daily. I'd marked this out I think last week. Yeah. So this has a pretty I mean, yeah, the structure on this is crazy. Like, let me see. If I were to pull a fib, where would that land? Uh, it'd be almost to that wick high there. This one. Yeah, we had a look at it on stream. Yeah, it looks decent. It's one of them coins that like it's very easy. Like the pumps on it get retraced very easily. Like for example here, like that's a crazy wick, right? Like imagine you longed like halfway through, and then you got stopped out. And this is on a H4 chart, right? So, but like you could argue this is like another like accumulating, right? Let me draw. You could argue this is accumulation, right? And it's about to break out like either direction. I mean, structure-wise, this looks pretty cooked, but I mean, I don't usually trade these coins as much. I think uh, I think the other traders have more experience. I usually stick to like that higher market cap coins, like top 50, I'd say. I'm not sure what market cap this is, but like looking at these wicks, like these retraces, I don't think it's that high. Um, but okay, so earlier, right, I said I was in a pump short, but this one's risky. But like, if for me, I'll explain why I took it. So this to me was like a range, right? So we got close to the value area high of that previous range here, which we broke out of here, right? And in my opinion, like this also lines up with this 4 hour demand zone here. Sorry, supply zone. So the idea is, right, like if it's gonna reject, if there's an area to reject, it's here, right? Um, the idea is like this daily candle closes under this candle here, this swing high. So it would be a daily SFP. That'd be like an extra confluence after we actually get it, right? Right now it's risky because there's no, well, we haven't gotten that confirmation yet, right? But like this for me is like do or die before we go much higher and pump. So I don't know too much about the fundamentals other than like these motherfuckers. You know, how do I say this? What's the these guys are like max extractors, right? Like I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Uh, like probably the one of the reasons why most shitcoins or like most people, I'd say most people after they got destroyed on memes, probably all those people are never coming back to crypto, right? So that's it's not they didn't exactly do the space any good. So you know, but listen, structure wise, like it does look bullish. So that's why it wasn't an official call. I didn't call this officially. If it plays out cool, like I'm not gonna track it as a win. It's just a little punt for me. I took it on my personal account because it is a swing, and I'm not risking too much. Like I'll probably take most profits here at this like range low here, and I'll leave a runner for if this actually wants to go to zero, which I'm hoping it does. One sec, I'm just gonna drink some water. So yeah, those are my thoughts on pump. It would have been better if we I wasn't I didn't necessarily plan to long this like when we were down here in December. I was kind of distracted by I was on holiday visiting some family. So but I think Wave did buy some spot like somewhere down here, which is a very good call, right? So um like if I had been paying more attention to this chart, I probably would have tried to long on a retrace like somewhere in this area, and then like this short would be a hedge right to that long. But obviously I didn't take it, right. I wasn't paying attention to pump at the time. So in my opinion, I'm just taking this trade. Nothing nothing insane. I remember I think I shorted this, but I closed this trade very early. Like this was supposed to be my target here, but I think I ended up closing here for like 1.6R. Um, but yeah, like this pump respects Fibs very well. Like it does respect levels pretty decently, and it's nice to see that like I mean we got a rejection like around my entry, and it's nice to see like we are rejecting from it, right? Like, but yeah, like I said, it's a risky trade. We don't have a like necessarily high time frame confirmation yet. It's still bullish structure to the upside, right? And I really want to see this close below this level. That would be really good. The daily SFP. So yeah, those are my thoughts on pump. I'm short, so send it to zero, right? Which one did I wanted to look at hype. So Jesus Christ, man! Like this was I think how long I looked on stream, and I said I want like so we swept the Binance wick low. Sorry, October 10th wick low, which was caused by Binance, right? Um, and so essentially, I think I remember I said, yeah, technically this is valid because we swept the wick low, but I just wanted to see a tap over the 786 or at least get closer to it. And well, as you can see, like it never, it never tapped. So if anyone took a similar setup to this, then congrats. But structure-wise, this looks very good, right? So we've now like closed what like four candles above this swing high here. So like this is an interesting like one of the alts I'm looking at to long on a pullback, right? I'd say I'd say if it even gets anywhere near like these EMAs lines up with this fair value gap, and like somewhere around here, I don't know if it gives this deep of a retrace, but if it does, like I'd even start scaling in from point 0.5 if I'm being honest. Like my stops would be below that swing low here, and like to be honest, like this should be more of a this might be like a scalp play, and like I would take profits more aggressively, but if it comes back down, I might start buying spot around like 22.8, and my plan was to buy spot in between this red box here. So we did tag the top of it, but I wanted to start buying from the 786 all the way down to $15, which was like the 886, right? From like the April low that we had here. But you know, it front ran slightly. So if we get any sort of retrace here, like this is a coin that I'm interested in. I believe the reason why it's had such strength is because Tether is now backing hip free. I think that was like the fundamental reason. But like you could argue, you know, um, with using TA, like we got the perfect sweep right of the October 10th wick low, and so like isn't that kind of funny that happened just as like well it happened a couple of days after we swept it right that we got that news. So yeah, in my opinion, like we technically still haven't broken out yet. I mean, if you pull like a trend line down here, maybe you could argue, but like I'm drawing it from like the Pico high to that connected high here, all the way down here. So, um, in my opinion, it hasn't like broken out just yet, but like H4 structure looks really good right now. So, and yeah, my invalidation would be like for the long, for the lower time frame long would be here below that wick low. Like I would not want any H4 closes below there or anything like that. And then if we come back down, right, like I'd just start buying spot in here. So yeah, that's my thoughts on hype. Um, looks a lot better than like lit, which I've been removed from my watch list. Let me see Zcash. So Zcash was a interesting one because I remember I took this short. I posted it on Twitter, but I ended up closing too early. I think I think I ended up closing like at this wick low here. So or that have been 1.7R, yeah. I ended up closing here, and we ended up going back to retest. But I was a bit greedy with my entry, so I wanted to see zero point 0.5. But since it looks like we're not going to get that, I don't know if I'm too interested in shorting now. Um, yeah, like this looks like it's gaining a slightly more traction, I guess. I mean, it's heading its way above the EMA right now, but in my opinion, the next short I'd be looking at for this would be honestly a sweep of this high here. Wait, let me wait. I'll clear my chart because this looks a bit messy. Yeah, I'd say if we get any sort of like H4 sweep here. Oh, I hate this tool sometimes. If we get any sort of like, you know, sweep like that, right? Um, I'm probably gonna short this with like stops above that wick. That'd be um that'd be a pretty high conviction play for me because I don't think I don't see Zcash like as strong anymore, especially because of what happened fundamentally, and like a lot of that rotation went back to XMR. So um, yeah, like I don't really see this going back to like all-time highs or anything. Like the Euphoria here, there was a lot of Euphoria here, but there was also I'd say this was most likely a short squeeze here. Like I think a lot of people had their like stop losses above like $700, and they all got taken out, right? So that was pretty crazy back here. I don't unless something changes like drastically about Zcash. Like I don't really see it going back to all time high. So yeah, like I mean, you could argue structurally it looks good, but I'm not gonna be looking for longs on this. Not anytime soon, at least. Um, if you guys got any alts you want me to look at, just let me know. Pop them in chat. One that I've seen been talked about a lot is River. Let me see. I'll look at it on the Binance chart. So, so River, right? So I got I got front ran on this long, which I mean would have been pretty clean if it failed. So I basically pulled a fib from this high down to this local low, and like we actually ended up rejecting from the point 0.5, which is really annoying. Uh, I would have liked to have gotten filled on this. Would have been a very clean play. The same thing happened to XMR. It actually hit there at 1.618 and then like nuked. So I was going for something similar with this, but yeah, it rejected from the point 0.5. I think Yabi shorted, but I think she got stopped out. Um, I'm not. Yeah, I think she got taken out. Unfortunately, um, it's honestly too early to say if this if the top is in because like structure right is still technically bullish, but I mean on the lower time frame you could probably find a scalp short somewhere, even here maybe, but it's not my A plus setup that I'd be looking for, and like it's pretty much like tapped the EMA here, so yeah, I'm not too sure. Let me wait, no, that's the wrong one. Maybe of weekly VWAP. Like if it had a nice reaction here, I remember seeing that. Potentially something like this, if we do get it. Like I'd say close to there. Like if this is like the top, right? Like you could probably write it down decently. Um, it's hard to say, honestly. I probably won't leave a limit in for this. This is one I would leave a limit in for. I need to now actually adjust this slightly. So, but yeah, like if we do get a fill on this, I probably will. If we get closer to here, like I'd say if we make our way back to like 84, I'll alert this long. Oh, sorry, short. And yeah, I think that would be like an area to reject. Maybe something like this, like sweep the high, reject off the 618, and then like nuke. I think that'd be really nice. But we'll see. It could also just keep flying, but at some point, yeah, I think this is at some point gonna come crashing down. Mm, BNB is also an interesting one. So I think this is one where I remember we took a look at it, right? So it did sweep the 10-10 wick low, and like structurally, like we on the daily, right? We haven't exactly broken structure yet. Like it's just been a displacement. No, sorry, we've seen no displacement above this local high, which caused that wick low to be taken out, right? So this was like a nice short area, but I was more gearing towards long sides for BNB. It's just been a bit tricky structurally to find one. I would say I'd say the next one that I'd be looking at um, for BNB is because like the wicks on these are pretty sometimes pretty deep, right? So I could see in the coming weeks like like a pretty deep wick taken out. What would that be? 790. And for me, that'd be like a sweep and reclaim setup. So you could argue that would be like AMD, right? So accumulation, manipulation under, right? And then distribution. And so we'd target like a wick high up here. In my opinion, that's a pretty clean setup that I'll probably be taking. Yeah, I'll pop that in chat. Like no limits because we'd have to wait for the sweep first. But I think start of February, if we get something like that, I think that'd be very clean. Um, yeah, because it's still like technically ranging down here, right? So yeah, I think at some point it has to at least tap value area low, since we've accepted back under. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely one of the coins that, in my opinion, look better than a lot of others. Um, at least on the daily. Like if we look at what's a really bad? Oh well, I don't have any. Uh, something like I don't know. Let me try to think of one. Link. Yeah, like look at this. Link is I mean Link looks cooked here. Closed the daily under that wick low. Wasn't really a sweep. Any sort of like slow grind up, I'd be interested into shorting this, right? Something like that. Same concept here, right? Like it just keeps making. There's just no displacement on Link to the upside. Just sweeps highs, right? I think I know what my setup will be. If there's this is what my setup would be. If Link starts like slow grinding up again, forms a range and then sweeps the high, just like up here, right? I'd be looking to short that, and then that's actually one of the setups like that I think would be A plus, and we target like a wick low or whatever, or a new low. Yeah, I think that would be clean. I'll be watching this for Link. So somewhere in here, I think we'd tap into, right? Yeah, I think that's very clean. Wait, I'll pop that in chat. I'll be watching that. I'll set alerts as well for Link. George, what other longs you in? Let me know. I'll take a look at one other alt. Let's see, how's Bitcoin looking on the LTF? Yeah, I'm glad I trailed my stop, to be honest. It's looking a bit. It's looking like it's gonna take that high now. 1 inch. Okay. Let me look at that. Oh my god. This rug? What happened here? You long this? Oh man, I hope you didn't long this before the crash. Oh my god. Okay. 0.1191 entry. Okay. So you're in profit. Okay, good. Is 1 inch really? Oh Jesus. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, like 1 inch was from 2021. But like I couldn't find any price action. Well, it's because it's all the way up there. Okay, this is a pretty. Okay, interesting. Hold on a minute. Yeah, bro, this looks cooked, man. Okay, low time frame. Let me see. All right. Okay. You're just scalping, right? Yeah. I think. So you have 0.1191 entry. Where's your stop loss at? I'm assuming you went. It's a good risk reward setup. Like if it decides to actually make a recovery here, it would be a pretty clean like V reverse like setup if I just don't know what exactly would what caused this move down, unless it was just manipulation. 0.1157. 0.1157. Okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, that makes sense, right? Um, yeah. You'd want to see. Let me look at this. I mean, that's nowhere really near. So this happened. I mean, I'd say I'd say once you get above weekly VWAP, I mean, you're pretty much safe to go break even, as long as it's like a slow grind up. Like if you start like I mean, this is what you really want, ideally, right? Slow grind up and then like an impulse up. It's a good play. It's a decent punt. Seeing some news. Oh, okay. I think some news came in. Dollar drops to 4 year low. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I can see Bitcoin having a little push here. I might try scalp a short a bit higher, but this was worth the punt in my opinion. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Um, I'll set a limit in my channel, guys. By the way, if we get closer to up here, because that's the I'll be watching for like a rejection. Well, I wanted this to happen like after FOMC, right? Like the if we were to go up here, but yeah, I'll end the live here. It's almost been 50 minutes. Um, Thanks, guys, for coming. I hope you enjoyed. Unfortunate that we couldn't get a lower TP on this, but I guess Bull stepped up at the yearly open again. We'll see. I might still try to scalp something up here. So stay alert. Stay alert to my channel. I'll yeah. I'll talk to you guys in a bit. Take care and peace.